If you're just joining us, I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home Design magazine, and today's radio show is coming to you from Sherwin-Williams location, located in West Ashley, just over the Ashley River Bridge near the Round Holiday Inn. And we're very proud to have Sherwin-Williams on board as one of the sponsors of the Charleston Home and Design Show on Daniel Island, coming up April 26th and 27th at Family Circle Stadium on Daniel Island. And now we're talking with Kevin Shealy with Allstate Insurance. How you doing, Kevin?
Doing great, Tim.
Good, good. Kevin, tell everybody about Kevin Shealy, Allstate Insurance.
Well, we're about a half a mile down the road from Sherwin-Williams, where we are today, but we're on St. Andrews Boulevard. We're at 781 St. Andrews Boulevard. There's that new Mex One restaurant, Ryan's Steakhouse, just right close to us. So we're about a mile west of the Round Holiday Inn, I guess, if you're going into West Ashley from downtown. It's about a mile west on the left on Highway 61 there.
Good deal. How long have you been an Allstate agent?
Well, we opened up our agency here in West Ashley in 1999, so we've been right at 15 years now, and it's been a good 15 years. We've grown quickly, and we really appreciate all the business that everyone in the Charleston area has given us.
Mm-hmm. And I think I interviewed you prior to this when you told me that that the Kevin Shealy Allstate Insurance Agency was. You folks were kind of started from scratch, right? You didn't have any existing customers when you started?
That's exactly right. We started from scratch, and now we're considered a large agency as far as Allstate agencies across the country. We're considered one of the larger agencies. And, yeah, you know, it's good because most of our customers know us personally, and we do have a great personal relationship with the people that have their insurance with us. And a lot of times those people will come in, sit down with us face-to-face, we'll do reviews, and you know, it's kind of like an extended family, really. We really know our customers. We've got a unique situation.
Mm-hmm. That's great. What's your secret to success? How have you been able to grow Kevin Shealy Allstate over the last 15 years?
Well, you know, my agents and I, we all treat every one of our customers as if that was our brother or our mother or somebody in our family coming in to take care of their insurance, and we want to make sure they're covered properly, make sure we give them every possible discount we can, and you know, make sure they're getting the best rate, but the best coverages too, to make sure they're protected when something does happen, that they have the coverages they need in place.
Mm-hmm. I got to just on a personal note, I happen to find the Allstate TV commercials. Those are my favorite of all the insurance commercials out there. That Mayhem guy. Those are just awesome.
Yeah, those are great commercials. We're very fortunate that our marketing department came up with those. At first, we were a little bit worried about the mayhem and what was going to happen with those commercials and how people will, whether they would like them or not. But the vast majority of people really, really like those commercials, and they've done a great job with marketing in Allstate.
Well, it's not just preaching to people. It's sort of showing that these are real things that happen, and everybody. I've been behind a trailer before that did not look like it was loaded correctly, and that's one of the commercials where something goes flying off, and so those are very very compelling commercials that all.
Yeah, they are. It's a little bit of fun to what's really dangerous out there, but it's a fun way to look at it. A little bit of humor, involved in that.
Right. Well, Kevin, flood insurance has been in the news a lot lately, and President Obama just signed a new flood insurance law that changed the law that went into effect, I believe, last fall of 2013, and everybody was really upset because the flood insurance, the rates that they were paying were going to go sky high, and it looks like this new flood insurance law people are going to be seeing more gradual increases in their flood insurance.
Yeah, that's right. There's more gradual increase. We're still going to see some rate increases, but for those people that don't really understand what's going on with flood insurance or don't understand flood insurance at all, I welcome those people to give our agency a call or to come by, sit down and talk with any of my agents. I have agents that are staying, staying in tune to the changes that are going on, and we're constantly going through training to make sure that we're up to date. And that's just to pass along to everybody, that all of our customers or anybody really that needs a little bit of help understanding what's happening with flood insurance, we'll be able to pass that along. We have a lot of older homes, obviously, in Charleston, and that's really what's caused the problem. A long time ago when these houses were built, they weren't so concerned about flooding issues that we have today, and those first floors were just not built high enough so that if we have a flood, that those flood waters will will go underneath. If you see new homes being built today, you'll see that a lot of homes are being built way up off the ground, particularly if they're close to a river or some low-lying area. Those houses are being built way up, and when you look at these older homes, they just weren't built that way. And these government subsidies have come in to help people that have these homes that were built before then. And once those subsidies run out, and the government's kind of gotten in a little bit of trouble with the amount of flood premiums they've paid out compared to the amount that they've brought in. And so that's why all these changes are being put in place. But if someone needs help understanding flood insurance, or just needs to sit down and talk with somebody, I have very well-educated agents in the agency that can really sit down and go through that.
Good deal. Well, is there a good time of the year to maybe take an inventory of the possessions in your home? Why is it important to have a inventory of possessions?
Yeah, right now is a great time to take an inventory. The reason why is we're getting ready to go into spring here with the up and down temperatures, but we're getting ready to go into that spring season where we have these spring storms, and then right behind that we have the hurricane season. So now is the time to sit down and look at everything that you have in each individual room and try to document everything you have. Allstate has the Allstate Digital Locker. You don't have to be an Allstate customer to have it, but it's a great tool. It's an app that you can put on your smartphone or your tablet, and you can take an inventory of everything you have. You can actually take pictures and file them away inside this app, and that way if there ever is a claim, you have all the information about everything that you've lost. If you sat down in your living room right now, closed your eyes, and tried to name everything that was in that room, you would probably forget something, and you'd probably forget a few things. If you take that with the the anxiousness, I guess, of sitting in front of an adjuster trying to figure out what you've lost, chances are you're going to forget even more things in that particular situation if you've lost something. So to take that inventory and to have it, that adjuster is going to sit down and is going to go, that adjuster's going to go through all that you've lost and try to replace every single piece as close as possible. But if you don't have all the information, then he doesn't know what he needs to replace on there. So having that home inventory is extremely important if there ever was some type of claim where you've lost a lot of things.
Is the Allstate Digital Locker, is it user-friendly? Is it going to require model numbers and all sorts of detailed information?
You can put as much or as little information in that as you want to. It's very easy to use. It's self-explanatory. An elementary student could do it very, very easily. Now, if you have any kind of serial numbers or as much information as you can get, the better off you're going to be. So if you have that's great, but it doesn't require it. If you don't have that, you can skip down to the next item and keep on going. But you can also take pictures so that you have a picture of, and any kind of description. You have plenty of space in there to put a description of any item that you have.
What if have you ever had any customers who have made a claim that don't have an inventory? I mean, how does that process go?
Yeah, that adjuster's going to sit down with the person, and they're going to take their word for whatever they have, whether they have an inventory or not. And they're going to try to replace that as close as possible. The problem is when somebody says, well, I had a television, but they don't have what the name brand, what the type, then the adjuster's just going to try to get as close as possible to what information he or she can get. But if you have that home inventory, they can get it, they can replace that as close as possible to what you had before.
Kevin Shealy, Allstate Insurance, has been a sponsor of the Charleston Hurricane Expo, in the last couple years. Some of the Allstate response vehicles have come to Charleston and been on display. Talk about that. What happens when there is a disaster?
Yeah, if there's a hurricane coming into the Charleston area, our Allstate catastrophe team will start to set up as that hurricane's coming in, and really as people are leaving the Charleston area. A lot of times they'll see these, or any area that's being hit by a catastrophe, they'll see these big mobile claims units coming the other direction. But they're going to set up as close as possible to where they feel like they can be safe, but where they can get in immediately. Now, they'll bring in these large units that they'll usually set up in front of some type of big hardware store or some general area where people will be able to find them, but it also where they can get a check and can get their supplies or whatever, and they'll set up in one of these retail areas to make it as easy as possible with the big units. Then they have these smaller units that may go in and may set up at a community center if a particular neighborhood's been hit real hard. They may set up in that neighborhood community center. But these units can do everything that any of our claims units anywhere across the country can do, any of our claims offices can do in these units. They are set up where they have power and they have computers, and they're able to cut checks right there, get people back on their feet as quickly as possible. And we have hundreds of these people that are on these catastrophe teams. That's all they do. They're waiting for the next catastrophe. So they know their job is they might be working 24 hours a day around the clock going as hard as they can because that's their job at the time, and they're ready to do that. And we're not pulling people from our local offices that are always working. Now, if we need the extra help, those people will certainly come in, and of course agents and and all the staff in the agencies are helping as well. One great thing Allstate does with some of the agents is they will give us, I have a stack of ready-to-go debit cards, basically, that I can go on, and if Tim Barkley's house is, he's not able to stay there, he's not able to stay there at the time, I might be able to print out or hand out one of these cards that will allow you to go stay at a hotel, maybe eat some meals, that type of thing, until they can get your house back to where you can stay in it. But at least they'll get it started before the claim actually is started, and it'll count toward that claim, of course. But it'll give you something to go off of to get you started.
Yeah, I'm sure people are very grateful when you give them one of those cards. Well, we'll tell everybody how they can get in touch with Kevin Shealy, Allstate.
Well, you can find us on the web at allstateagencies.com/Kevin Shealy, KevinShealy. You can email me, Kevin Shealy at allstate.com, or you can call our local number, 843, of course, 573-4777, and you're also always welcome to come see us. Just walk right in the front door, and somebody can help you face-to-face. We love to sit down with people and talk to them that way, too.
Great. Well, we've been talking with Kevin Shealy with Allstate Insurance. Thanks so much, Kevin.
All right. Thank you, Tim.